They named him first. In everything. I was the backup plan. The spare. The one who never got asked how her day went. For 31 years, I told myself it didn't matter. That love isn't a competition. But then the phone rang. And it was my mother. Crying. Begging. Asking me of all people to save them. And in that moment, I had to decide who I really was. My name is Rachel. I have one brother, Daniel. 2 years older. Golden from birth. My straight A's got a nod. His CS got a celebration dinner. When I got into college on a partial scholarship, my parents said, "That's nice." When Daniel dropped out twice, they called it finding himself. I stopped expecting fairness by 16. I just adjusted. I built a life quietly. Own apartment. Own savings. Own rules. Daniel built nothing. But he never had to. Because my parents were always there to catch him. Every few years, there was a new emergency. Daniel's car. Daniel's rent. Daniel's business idea that never worked. Each time, my parents dipped into savings meant for retirement. I watched it happen from a distance. I never got a cent. I never asked. Not because I was generous, because I already knew the answer. Then, 3 years ago, Daniel asked for the big one. $200,000 for a restaurant. His show thing. My parents didn't just give him savings this time. They co-signed a loan, using their house as collateral. I remember thinking, this is either going to work, or it's going to end everything. 6 months ago, the restaurant closed. Daniel didn't tell them right away. He hid it for weeks. By the time they found out, the bank had already started foreclosure paperwork. Last Tuesday, my phone rang at 9 p.m. My mother's voice was shaking. "Rachel, we might lose the house. Daniel's not answering his phone. We don't know what to do." I sat in silence for a moment, just breathing. 31 years of being invisible. And now I was the only name left in their contacts that could help. "I need you to come over," she said. "Please." I didn't say yes. I didn't say no. I just said, "I'll think about it." And I hung up. That night, I didn't sleep. I thought about every birthday they forgot, every achievement they shrugged at. I thought about how easy it would be to say no, how justified it would be. But I also thought about something else, something colder and more useful than anger. Leverage. For the first time in my life, my parents needed something only I could give. Not love, not attention, money, stability, rescue. And I realized I wasn't going to say no. I was going to say yes, on my terms. I drove to their house the next day. My mother opened the door, eyes red. My father sat at the kitchen table, staring at foreclosure letters like they were written in another language. "We'll pay you back," my mother said quickly. "Every cent." I sat down. "Calm. Steady. I can help," I said. "But not the way you're imagining." I slid a folder across the table. Inside, a simple agreement. I would pay off the loan. In exchange, the house would be legally transferred into my name with a lifetime right for them to stay in it. Not a gift. A contract. My father looked up. "You'd really do that? For us?" I looked him dead in the eye. I'd do it for the house. Not for the favoritism. Not for 31 years of being an afterthought. For the house, because unlike Daniel, I don't waste what I'm given. They signed it. Relief flooded their faces. 3 weeks later, Daniel showed up at my apartment. Furious. "You bought our parents' house. Who do you think you are?" I smiled, calm as ever. I'm the daughter who was never good enough to matter. Until today. He didn't have a comeback. Because for the first time in his life, there wasn't a version of this story where he came out ahead. The house was mine. Legally. Permanently. And every major decision about it repairs, refinancing, who stays and who doesn't now runs through me. The invisible daughter became the one holding all the power. My parents still live there. Way polite. We have dinner sometimes. But something shifted permanently that day. They finally see me. Not because they suddenly love me the way they loved Daniel, but because they need me. And need, it turns out, teaches respect faster than love ever did. I didn't do it for revenge. I did it because for the first time in my life, I made sure I was never the afterthought again. And if that came with a little poetic justice on the side, I'm not going to apologize for that.